Speaking of 4 hours later, we are live. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another orgasmic, fantastic edition of No Bucks Given right here on the Horny Goat YouTube channel and the Horny Goat Podcast Network, wherever you listen to us from, whether it's Spotify, Anchor, Google Play, if that's still a thing, Apple Podcasts, and everything and anything in between, iHeartRadio, Amazon Space Station at this point in time. I don't fucking know what Amazon does for podcasts, but you can listen to us wherever you guys want to. But it is No Bucks Given. It is episode fucking 90. We are so damn dangerously close. We have to figure out what we want to do for the 100th episode. Do we have any ideas or? No, we're all fucking fried. No. We're all fucking burnt.
I thought about we could actually do like we did last night and just do a round robin questions. We come up with questions and then we answer each one.
Where did you serve, basement?
Not even that. Just in general. Just little things.
McDonald's.
I'm not fucking coherent enough to be that fucking witty. We got the usual crew. We got Heather. We got JP. We got Basement with us. It's the show we're talking about anything and everything that we decide to talk about that's going on in the world right now. And spoiler warning ahead for everybody who's listening ahead, as I just mentioned. I think I don't want to speak on everyone's behalf here, but I think collectively we're all fucking kind of fried. So I think this might.
No, not me.
But I'm not fried.
Oh shit! Not good.
I don't believe Basement at all with this last gift he sent of a fucking zombie. So we may not be giving our A game this evening, but do want to appreciate everybody in chat. Hell, even Alpha had to dip out a little bit earlier in the chat, so appreciate you popping in, Alpha. If the see, fucking everyone's yawning. You can't see it, but fucking Heather and JP just yawned almost simultaneously. It's gonna be a quick night. But if you guys haven't had a chance to check out the previous stuff we did this week, we had another busy week this week. We did HGGM mode, and last night was a very special, fun edition of Veteran to Veteran, which is normally a show that JP does on his channel. But this time we flipped the script, turned the tables, and we asked him a shit ton of questions. It was actually that was pretty fun. I actually enjoyed that, a lot of the depth and detail, and JP being stoned out of his fucking gourd as usual. But still a good time.
Yeah.
Don't you shake your head at me? You were fucking gone. You were on fucking Mars.
I know I was.
Okay. I thought you were shaking your head like you were in denial because at one point you're like, but then, what was the question?
No. There's a reason why I did what I did, but no, you're fine.
All right. But how's everybody else doing this evening?
Well, if he was on Mars, he couldn't be in denial.
Good. My brother left, so the puppy dog is stepping on my nuts.
As they do.
How long's the pooch with you?
He's going to be with us for 4 months.
4 months? Holy shit. Okay. God damn.
Yeah, when he goes, he's gonna be like, "I need a dog. I need a dog."
Yes, but he's found his person. It's not me. For some reason, I'm here, but he's now heading.
The bridge over. Yep.
She's been the one that when my brother left, she just right immediately, and then Wendy. I think he accidentally nipped Wendy. And he thought he was in trouble. So, because Wendy tried just picking him up.
Well, no, the whole thing was I was in the bathroom and I asked her to lead him to you.
So she was going to pick him up and bring him. So she just picked him up. He didn't like that. I think he just clipped her a little bit. Didn't hurt her. Trust me. She just cries uncontrollably. It probably scared the shit out of her more than it did anything. But then, ever since then, he's been follows her. She gets up. He's following her right out the fucking door. It's crazy.
He was literally standing between my feet while I was cooking dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he's definitely found his man.
He's found his person,
For sure. We got a couple things to talk about. Again, this might be a relatively abridged episode of No Bucks Given. The main thing, I guess, we had a bunch of different topics, but since I'm a bit of a nerd, super nerd about it, might as well talk about the wonderful success that is the Marvels. What? Oh yeah, lack thereof. Really, the big thing that the reason I wanted to bring this up is more kind of the bigger picture. So we've talked about obviously we have the Marvel Roundtable, and at some point we will unfortunately be getting to this movie. I've been spoiled, unfortunately, in terms of the movie itself and also the post-credit scene, which, from what I've heard in terms of general reviews, it's very like neutral at best. Like it breaks even it didn't break even at the box office, but it's very neutral in terms of creative, except for the post-credit scene, which has everyone going, "Oh my God, lol!" And like I said, we'll cover the Marvels after we do Loki season 2, which is on the next docket. But we have to still do a good chunk of the Star Wars Roundtable. But the thing I keep seeing, I don't know about if you guys see this all the time, but like I keep seeing fucking articles of the MCU is dead.
I have not seen those articles. I've definitely seen articles of it being in trouble.
Or something along those lines. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I worry for it. I'm not going to lie, because nothing else has been done like this before.
I was worrying before this movie came out. So like, I don't see how this movie is going to be the nail in the coffin.
Oh, no.
It had low expectations anyway.
Yes.
Like realistically, yes, they did need it to be a hit, but they need everything they released to be a hit. Why just pinpoint this? Quantumania was fucking dog shit. Thor: Love and Thunder was dog shit. So if this is dog shit, it's just following the same footprints.
Now, couple things to note is that because of obviously the writers and the actors strike, there will only be one Marvel movie that comes out next year, which I'm all in favor of. Because we don't need 3 movies coming out in a year, because we had Ant-Man, Guardians, and this come out this year, the Marvels. Next year, the only movie that's slated out there is Deadpool 3.
That's going to be a great help to them, not being around for a year, mostly.
Right.
Agreed.
They need to go away for longer than that.
They do.
Take like a couple years off between phases or like transition periods.
Now I know
instead of churning out absolute garbage.
I know, Baseman, you've said that like one thing you're obviously semi looking forward to is the X-Mans being introduced into the MCU.
I am worried heavily.
I was about to say. I
think it's gonna be bad, man.
Well, I mean, they're already kind of putting things in parallels with each other, and but one thing I was mentioning, Tim actually commented or posted this on Facebook about like the Marvels movie being bad, and I won't go into too many spoilers, but I will say this, that like, it's bad Marvel movie for sure when in the commercials for the movie they not only spoil I don't say major cameo, but they spoil a cameo from a previous Marvel franchise, but then also shows clips from the post-credit scene where it's like, okay, that's not good.
Yeah.
The thing is, Marvel has become pretty heavily reliant on their post-credit scenes, which is a terrible business practice.
Well,
like, we're gonna make a shit movie,
I'll tell you that right
and
now.
we're gonna make a shit movie, and then we're gonna hook them in the last 2 seconds of the movie with something that has nothing to do with this movie. And people leave the theater like, oh, it wasn't that bad.
Well, on top of that, and just the other business model with this, and saying this to Heather and JP right before you came on, was when they announced they were doing shows, I'm like, okay, this could be intriguing, like fleshing out smaller characters, and okay. But the idea I thought was, okay, the shows will be lead-ins to the movies, and except for Miss Marvel being an origin story more than anything else, there has been no hype for this movie whatsoever.
This movie features one of the least liked Marvel superheroes that had a movie, and the other two, one was a small part of a Disney Plus show. The other one was the main part of a Disney Plus show not a lot of people watched.
You skipped the Captain Marvel, didn't you, Baseman?
I did not watch it, no.
You son of a bitch.
You tried twice and fell asleep.
It was shit. I'm sorry.
It was. That's the Captain Marvel movie, and it was, in my opinion, was the worst one I've seen out of all. And we've seen some stinkers this year. We've seen some stinkers, but
I feel like when people, I see why you're seeing those articles though that are like Marvel's dead, it's because people are losing faith in watching the movies now. Like you've had a year, almost 2 years of just failures mostly. The only one that was a success was the Swan Song for James Gunn. Other than that, everything else was bad, like really bad. So, people keep going to the movies or watching it wherever and keep getting disappointed. Eventually you stop going to that well.
Yes. And frankly, it's as you said, the shows that they used leading up to this movie
Didn't even use them.
were, especially for Miss Marvel.
For the record, I actually liked the Miss Marvel show. I thought the Miss Marvel show was actually not too bad.
Very Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah,
It
but it
that's
wasn't.
fine.
It
That's-
wasn't. I don't. It's like they're trying to please too many people.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
Marvel.
shit.
Like you can't please the fucking regular movie watcher and the super fan and the kids and the adults. Like pick a fucking audience.
Now I
and
have.
stop churning out garbage.
I have heard this rumor go around too, and again, these are just rumors. I loved how JP's having a fucking stare off with the talk right now. I have heard this rumor. I don't know. I don't think this is true, but there has been rumblings that they're looking to bring back Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, not just for Secret Wars, which we kind of presume they're going to pop up in there anyway, but for like long-term Marvel projects in the future. Which I'm like, you're okay.
Just shut down the fucking MCU right now. If that happens,
Just what?
just shut down the MCU.
Yeah, give it a break.
Truth
Let
be-
it breathe for a while.
Truth be told,
You can't bring back fucking Tony Stark. You just can't. You discredit the only good thing that you ever did in the fucking MCU.
hell, fuck. I'll be totally honest with you as far as even just being the mega fan that I am. I don't know what else they can do after Secret Wars. Okay, yeah, you bring in the X-Men, right? And then you like shake them up a little bit, but like the fuck is left? X-Men's versus the Avengers? That's it. That's the only thing I can think
But
of.
they honestly, instead of doing this, like the transition that they did to all these female superheroes and all these like kid superheroes, and instead of doing that, close up that chapter and then take a little break, and the next chapter you open up is with Earth B or whatever, and it's about the X-Men. And then you might have like certain cameos. They stretching out the multiverse thing way too far, and it doesn't have enough interesting material
No,
to actually fill that whole time space.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what I think?
Don't watch any of them. They should all be dead. There you go. I side with you.
No, I
mean, it's not as bad as Star Wars, but still.
I don't know, man. From somebody that's really not a fan of it, they're going too fast for me. There's like what they really need to do. What they really need to do is create new characters. That's the only way they'll get any better.
So,
But they have to be good, strong
that's the problem.
characters.
That's
The problem.
I'm pretty sure they ran through all the good, strong characters, and this is why I said use the
Oh,
X-Men.
no. What I'm saying is somebody's going to have to create newer characters.
so. I mean,
You can't rely on just what Stan Lee and all them did. You're going to have to.
Then it's not going to be MCU. It's going to be just superhero movies, made up superheroes.
well, no, I sort of agree with what JP says to an extent. Like, so Marvel obviously being pretty much big as DC in terms of like character depth and like little fucking cracks in the nooks and it's the fucking English muffin
Yeah.
of goddamn comics. But the idea is like, yeah, you built the empire on the backs of more or less Thor, Cap, and Iron Man, right? And basically, I mean, God knows if Thor's coming back, but and personally, I'm fine if he stays out of the way. But Cap and Iron Man are dead, so you're basically ushering in a new wave of new characters and actors and actresses, which is all well and good. But I do agree with JP actually that they are bull rushing these way too quick. Where it's like, okay, but like, I mean, fuck. If you think of it this way, right, they're not letting anything breathe between the shows and the movies. And on top of that, what's even worse is that, and this is the ironic part, is that what's everything leading to? We know everything is leading to another Avengers film. It's Avengers Secret Wars, which in all actuality and in all probability, based off of why the fuck wouldn't they, because Disney has money literally falling out of their ass when they walk a mile, would be bringing back those same stars just for the nostalgia pop. And it's like, dude, they haven't even been gone. They've been gone, what, 5 years in terms of the characters? And so it's just, it's a bit of a mess. And so really the only other big franchisees that they have now that they've acquired all the Fox rights and everything is Fantastic Four, which is still coming around the corner, although that's not as big, obviously, in comparison to the X-Men. So it's a shit show. It's a wonderful shit show.
But I feel like They should have stuck to like a game plan of we're gonna have this amount of movies between an Avengers movie and then this amount of movies between an Avengers movie. It worked so well in the first couple phases, like when they went up to Avengers Endgame, right? Everything was spaced out enough, nothing felt like too much. And then there was like a trillion things, and then eventually when we get to an Avengers movie, nobody is gonna care about the Avengers in it because all the new characters are boring. There's fucking knockoffs of characters we had with less personality. Put a chick in it, make her gay and lame.
Yeah.
Speaking of which. No, I agree. Last thing I'll also note is the fact that, like, hey, Marvel did Endgame in 10 years, right? It took them 10 years to get from the start to the end. And they're doing that in less time with this next wave and rushing everything. So I agree. But speaking of put a chick in it, make her gay, and make it lame. South Park Panderverse. Oh my fucking God. I loved everything about this. And I hope you appreciate the gift.
It was funny. It was funny. It was pretty funny.
I think this is one of their best shit, to be honest with you. I think
like I said, I've only seen a couple of episodes. I know the characters and I know how Cartman talks. I think these guys are funny. I've just never sat down and watched the cartoon. I just didn't. I don't know why I didn't, but I might have seen bits and pieces. I know, like, Cartman and the way he talks, that was fucking hilarious. They had the alternate universe to him.
Yeah.
The Panderverse to him. Whoever did that was fucking hilarious because it sounded just like fucking Cartman as a female.
Mm-hmm.
It was so funny.
Heather.
And then Kyle fucking... It was funny, man. I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Kyle was us. Enough with the multiverse shit.
He's like, shut the fuck up.
The social commentary is just so good.
Yes.
They really understand what most people kind of feel about all this shit.
They might agree with some of the things that, and I don't know them personally, but they might agree with. But the thing about you have to make fun of these things.
Yes.
You have to have humor in it. We can all just sit back and laugh. That's why when they did shit back in the 80s or 90s, now you can laugh it off. Like, just those kinds of things. Now you say you do anything like that, you're like canceled.
Yeah.
South Park is very, very good, especially now, of taking a social commentary concept and kind of saying it without saying it. They're very, very good at that. Like the whole, Mom, Tom Cruise won't come out of the closet. Like shit like that. Like is just fucking clever. And the parts that we watched it all together a couple nights ago, and Jesus Christ, it's just so fucking clever. Like I love. I think the favorite joke of mine was when they hired the handyman to build a catapult to throw a rock at the college, and then 2 seconds later he's over there fixing the fucking window that they broke with the club.
I think I'm allergic to the dog.
Yeah, you'll get over it.
I will.
Just buy 4 months worth of Allegra.
I plan on it. But no, I enjoyed it. It kind of makes me actually want to watch South Park.
Yeah, their newer stuff is on point.
South Park, if you follow a lot of like what was, I guess, either political or in the entertainment industry, you'll get a lot of what they're talking about, especially in the last like specials that they've done.
I understand a lot of the culture. I understand.
Yeah, for this one, we've all been talking about all this shit, so we can all get in on it. Most of the specials have been like that, and it's good because they, like, when they release them, they're extremely timely.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that have you guys seen the 6 Days to Air?
No.
Oh my God!
I've actually wanted to check that out.
Yeah, you should. I think it's free on YouTube. I'm almost certain it's free on YouTube.
It's on. I think it's on Peacock.
No, it'd be on Paramount if it was, because they own South Park.
No, because I seen it. It's either on Peacock or HBO Max. It's HBO Max because that is.
Yeah, it's probably on HBO Max.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
That is where
Comedy Central.
that is where I have, the episodes.
Actually,
I watched one episode.
You can watch the whole thing on
very
YouTube for free.
Well, South Park is not something I would tell anybody going into it. Go back to the first episodes.
You don't need to.
They're so dated, and the
But I
comedy just
think-
got
but-
better over time.
See, that show started when what year?
99, I want to say.
Yeah, it started during the Attitude Era.
Hold on, let me see. Oh shit, 97. Excuse me.
So, okay, so yeah, I was getting ready to go back into the fucking army. Right at that time. So I would have probably watched it, but I was busy doing other things and I didn't have time to.
I'm saying though, like South Park is better now than it was ever back then.
Agreed.
I know, but
over the last like
the nostalgia stuff.
5 years.
Just to see. But anyway,
I'm sure there's actually like a better starting point because I think you could probably skip like at least the first 4 seasons of the show.
I would say the last
not more.
4. I would say the last 4 seasons, the last 4 like more recent ones are probably where you want to go.
I want to see Mr. Hanky the Christmas Poo.
When was the last episode? He showed up in
I
like
haven't
a
seen
recent
that
one.
episode.
I don't know. Well, I mean, the one thing you get from watching it all is there's a lot of callbacks, but the humor is just it was pretty freaking childish for a long time, and then they started writing
evolved.
more adult themed humor. Yeah,
So-
like smarter humor.
The two the 2 things I'll say about the 6 Days to Air, and the reason I recommend you checking that out is because one, it does go through their writing process a little bit, and one of the things that Matt Stone and Trey Parker? I hope we got the name right. It's one or the other.
Yep,
But
it's Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
they go over their writing process, and it's actually fucking ingenious. They say never, when you're telling a story with beats, never start with just and. It's therefore or but or something like that, where like you're forced to kind of make it a good story and keep like it like interesting and entertaining.
That's what I heard. This the Marvels movie is. It's very much. And then this happened. And then this happened, and then this happened.
That's also, don't go back to the Marvels, please. Please don't go back. But the other part of it is that it's actually really fucking funny how fast they're able to turn this shit on now because of the technology and everything they're able to do. And the best part was they said, so it's obviously called 6 Days to Air because they have to create the first episode, and it airs on Comedy Central in 6 days. And the best part is that at one point they take like 2 days off, and he's like, I think it was Matt. He's like, I was getting a little nervous and a little stressed out, so I was watching like an NBA game, and the lower third said, "New episode of South Park Wednesday at 10." I'm like, "Fuck," and I have nothing. But no, this one, the Panda, I mean, they did sprinkle a couple of specials during COVID instead of doing an actual full season, which was appreciated.
It seems like that's the way that they are going now. Doing like a special every like 6 months or 4 months or something.
I would prefer that, to be honest. Like not that they couldn't do, but you can flush out like the social commentary on stuff a lot more, like they did in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is
also easier on them to kind of like fit as much as they can in an hour episode or something versus a bunch of 20 minutes small stories.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives them time to breathe and make the points that need to stick really stick.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Yep.
That was pretty funny.
We just started pandering and we couldn't stop.
It was, and it's true. If in the Star Wars lore, that's exactly what they fucking did.
Yes.
She went to the pandering and all that shit, and and that's why especially the last 2 movies, everybody just didn't want anything to do with it.
I also just
It's so weird because. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's so weird because like Disney as a whole just got on this idea of being like, we want all of our leads to be women, but we don't want them to have any character.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I was
It's just their sexuality and what they identify as. That's all we need.
Make her gay. Make her
And
gay
that just have to be like
lame.
super strong and no faults, and that's that.
I personally loved how Kathleen Kennedy's like, I got like 10,000 letters. He's like, well, it's more like 12,000. He's like, you wrote them all. Shit like that. Where, like,
the good thing is with South Park is they don't heavily take one side or the other. They make fun of everybody, so they're making fun of all the fucking people that bitch and whine about every little thing, and then they make fun of like the company, Disney as a whole.
I'm in so many different clothes. I'm in a shirt now. Whoa.
That's what Saturday Night Live used to be.
Yeah.
And they did it in skit form, and now it's just, but yeah, I can agree with
what was the one that the Saturday Night Live skit where Eddie Murphy was basically doing a ghetto version of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood?
Oh, Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood.
That was like fucking genius
that
shit.
Buckley.
Stuff like that was just fucking genius. But no,
but SNL fell apart when they took one side and ran with it, and nothing was funny anymore.
Yep. Nope, I agree.
But no, I do love how Cartman ends up being a monster on both universes too. It's like, all right, we're gonna put this computer up. Baldur's Gate 3. Fucking.
That's it. Yeah, the whole thing is that they wanted to buy the.
As soon as she said like we're gonna buy the super expensive computer, I'm like, I know where this is gonna go.
Yeah.
It's so good. They did another one too. This is going back to like more recent stuff or like a couple years ago, where they were trying to like culturize South Park and make it like like not a hicky racist town. By the way, PC Principal is another fucking phenomenal character that I absolutely love.
You seem to see Cartman as a black woman, and you think there's something wrong with that? Oh god,
that statement alone right there just said more things than we were ever. Oh man, but there was one where like they're trying to like they're trying to get a Whole Foods into South Park, and so they tried they basically clear it and we get rid of all the poor people, and it's just Kenny's house. That's it. It's nobody else's. It's just Kenny's house.
Was it soda sopa or something?
No, soda sopa.
What I found funny is I thought they were actually what was really good. Going back to the storytelling between these guys, was so good is that they didn't change their names. Cartman was Cartman, Kenny was Kenny.
Yeah.
Kyle is Kyle.
But in a lot of movies, they'll come up with like a stupid fucking name that's close to the fuck
Yeah.
So I like that they actually kept the names. It was actually pretty good.
It's so perfect to what they're trying to say. It's like, you didn't change anything about the character, but you just turned her into a biracial woman. It's lame.
I also loved how like they had like women characters that were like the cop, but kept the man's voice and the mustache. Like little shit like that was gold.
In that, they were all women in that universe.
Right.
Yeah,
but I love
it's the Disney universe that they try to create.
But I love
turn
how
everybody
like,
into a woman.
One of the cops that was always a man is a woman in the universe, but she has the mustache and the man's.
Yeah.
Squinty Eyes on TV.
Who?
Baby Doll.
Wait, who?
No, God.
Oh, Baby Doll. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Squinty eyes. I also Randy Marsh, just another phenomenal character when he's like.
He might be my favorite character on the entire show.
I'm not gonna lie. Him and PC Principal, I think, are tied for me because there's some things that PC Principal does not do. It's all about what he is obviously saying, but there's one where like he someone posts. This is another previous episode, but someone posts the school newspaper, and in one of the articles they use the word retarded, and he just goes off and he just goes on this fucking tirade on the kids. He's like, whoever the fuck approved this fucking paper, I'm gonna break their fucking legs. Who's the editor? And Stan goes, he's the editor, and it's Jimmy.
and he just cripple polio.
Yeah, and he just stands there, mouth open, and Stan's like, "You gonna break his legs, PC Principal?" And shit and then so eventually it comes later on where he's like, all right, school newspaper cannot be published on school grounds. He's like, okay. And then he basically pulls up right to the frat house and throws the school newspaper right on there. He's like, fuck you, PC Principal. And like just bikes off.
So, it's great because it's a combination of like the PC Principal is a combination of like all those like really politically correct ideas and like the super softness in like a frat house jock that's super confrontational.
Like you clearly know what's. Oh, and then like Cartman tries to like blame him for like he's trying to frame him to get him fired in the first episode. Do you have? Yeah, I think he knows.
He's the living shit out of him in the washroom.
So what happens is he tries to like do this thing where Cartman like tries to like plant like kids' underwear on PC Principal to make it look like he was like molesting the kids, but he says something about like you don't want to end up on with like a newswoman's thing. He's like, "Did you just say newswoman instead of newsperson?" And like he focuses, he completely focused on a different part, and then beats the fucking piss out of Cartman. and he's like, "Did you just assume it was minority?" And just like fucking pounding on him. And the best part is, up in the little tiny mirror or the window, you can see all the kids crowd around us, and you see blood flying as PC principals beat the shit out of Cartman. They just all slowly dissipate, except for Butters.
Right.
Oh shit! Good stuff. Good stuff.
There's a lot of great moments.
I enjoyed it. I'm gonna actually. I think I'm gonna start watching some episodes of South Park.
I would.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
I would go backwards. I mean, I would start with the most recent season and just go backwards a little bit.
You know what? That makes some sense. But there's some references and stuff that you won't entirely get. It's very few.
Actually, another old joke that I remember from this is way back, but. Garrison comes out as gay, right? And this is way old.
That.
Yeah, well, this is way old.
They were talking about it at fucking Drill that following week.
They build a tolerance museum, and they like really like push the fact that like, wow, we're so proud of you for being gay, and da da da. And like Garrison's getting like fucking aggravated now, and so he's trying to do everything he can to like offend people or tell them like fuck off or like just like close down the tolerance museum. So he shows up at the debut of the ribbon cutting ceremony, like opening the tolerance museum, in like the most offensive BDSM outfit that he could possibly find, with his friend Mr. Slave, like full chains and whips and all the fuck. And they're like, yeah. And Garrison fucking goes off on this like 2-minute speech, but he's like, you fucking idiots. It's a tolerance museum. Just because you tolerate something doesn't mean you have to fucking like it. I tolerate a baby crying in a restaurant doesn't mean I have to fucking like it, you dumbasses. And just goes off, and it's so beautiful.
That is so true for today.
That's why I brought it up.
Tolerating something doesn't mean you have to love something. People get that confused so often.
Oh, it's
like, if you're not for us, you're against us. I'm not for you, but I'm not against you.
It's so good. There's so many good things. I also love like later on, PC Principal finds out like he hooks up with one of the other staff members, and the parents find out. It's like they overreact though. Like, but you and her. But you work to get. And they
the PC principal is so the politically correct principal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's the character in South Park generally.
Yes,
he's relatively a newer character. I don't want to say newer. He's probably been around for like 5-6 years.
Yeah. But he is up there for me as far as one. And then Randy Marsh.
You gotta watch JP. You gotta watch the one with Macho Man.
Oh my God! Yes. So I'll set the tone for this one.
You heard that like Bret Hart was in an episode.
No, that was Simpsons. That was Simpsons where he's in that one. But hear me out on this one. So what happens is I'm going to spoil it a little bit, but it's still I can't do it justice. So a woman's like being interviewed by the news about being in like a women's athlete or a women's Olympic or some sort of women's sport, right?
Sport.
And the news anchor says, "Hey, so the first trans woman is going to be joining the team and whatnot. How do you feel about that?" And she's like, obviously, like, "Oh, this is great. This is empowering, blah blah blah, all that stuff." And he's like, "Do you feel like this is like not like a disadvantage or anything?" And she basically turns on the news like, "I think it's kind of bigoted, Tom. I think just because she calls herself a woman doesn't mean." And I love how the news anchor's like, "Okay, well anyway, she's here right now," and you just see this guy that looks like fucking Dog the Bounty Hunter with a bra on just comes in completely roided out.
Man, 100%.
Wait, and then he gets on the microphone. He's like, "I can't tell you how free I feel right now. I like a butterfly fully immersed from the cocoon." And
that is one that we should all watch because that one's fucking great.
Yes.
But he looks like Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
Well, Dog the Bounty Hunter, Macho Man mix.
Go ahead, Go ahead. It's only a 20-minute show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if that one is 20 minutes or if it's part of a special. I don't think it is part of a special.
No, I think it was one of the weekly episodes.
Let me see, because there's a few South Park specials they've done. I know that's not part of it, but let's see here.
Even the specials are like 40 minutes. It's not.
Yeah, they're not bad.
All right, let me see if
I know about Chef and all that. Those were pretty good episodes.
Jesus Christ, they've done fucking they're on fucking 26 seasons. Holy shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
it's been
So
around for a
they've
long time.
done 5 specials so far. Panderverse, the one that we just saw, was the 5th one. They did South Park post COVID,
Yes.
South Park post COVID, the return of COVID, South Park the Streaming Wars, South Park the Streaming Wars Part 2, and then South Park joining the Panderverse. Jesus Christ. The good news is that the seasons nowadays, it looks like, are just are about only the seasons are only about 10 episodes long, but the more recent ones were 6, so you can blow through those.
I think they were just slowly transitioning into specials.
Which, I mean, I'm fine with, because that last one was fucking great. I know there's one where Randy becomes a Karen and just goes off on people. He has like a superpower.
My favorite one with Randy is the overly done masturbation episode.
I do like
the cancer balls.
When he's like, yeah, that's fucking hilarious. I do know about that because that was on.
Are you talking about the ectoplasm one?
Yes.
So I know that was the one where where everybody loses internet. The entire world loses internet, and so they have to ration internet to people, and so the military has to there's military bases like, can I just get a little bit of internet, please? And and they guys are drawing porn images like, this is fucking stupid. God damn it! And they still try.
Mm-hmm.
I want 2 girls, and it shows 2 stick figures, 2 Asian girls, and they change the eyes to slants.
With fucking buck teeth and hats on them.
Yeah. No, it's a great show. Honestly, it's high above average for what it is.
Yeah, good stuff recently. I guess on a similar note, so a Simpsons icon or Simpsons staple of the show is completely gone, where Homer is no longer allowed to choke Bart. Well, not allowed, but he's no longer choking Bart on camera. I mean, it's fucking 2023. Kind of surprised it took him this long to get this far, right?
Can I ask, who is watching The Simpsons anymore?
I'm not. I watched the first 10 seasons. I think the first 10 seasons have some good shit.
People still watch it. People still watch it because it's on right after football or anything. On Sunday, they usually have some sort of sporting event, and The Simpsons will be on.
It kind of went the way of SNL, but people overhyped The Simpsons, and I'm with you. Kind of the first 10 seasons, there's some greatness there.
Yeah.
After that, and how many seasons have they had?
So you ready for this?
Oh God.
Okay, so I can tell you that I was 13 or 14 when that show started.
They are currently on season number 35.
I was gonna say they're in the 30s.
So when you have 10 really great seasons, and I don't know how bad the rest is. I think 10 to 15 is not. After that, it's 6 out of 10 to 1 out of 10. It's just not worth watching.
And it's still 22 episodes a season from what I can see here. 21, 22, 25. So, but yeah, the first 10 seasons to me were the best. That was from 89 going up to 1999, 2000-ish.
I will never watch The Simpsons again for one glaring reason. They were we can't have people that aren't of the same color voicing the characters.
Oh,
Yeah,
your characters are fucking your characters are yellow.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? They're all jaundice stricken, man.
That pissed me off. That whole crap was just
that to me was
absurd.
the death of the Simpsons, where it's we can't have this guy voice fucking what the fuck is his name? Apu. Asim Pedalon or whatever the fuck his last name is. And it's we can't have him voice him. I don't know who they got for the voice.
I don't know. I don't even know if the character's still around anymore. But did you hear about that, JP? That whole controversy?
Yes, I did.
Fucking
Look,
stupid.
I remember when The Simpsons became a thing. It was a fad, and it was Cowabunga Dude was his thing. He was like a skateboarder.
Yeah.
He was a smart ass fucking 8-year-old kid. And it was based around Bart, but then it lost its luster because they tried making Bart a thing and it worked. And then a few years later, Homer became the most popular character in that show.
Because he's the best character in that show.
And I understand that.
Without Homer,
and I want to say Hank Azaria voiced him.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
No, does he voice? I know he
David
voiced.
Cartwright. Well, Nancy Cartwright voices
Bart.
Bart.
Yeah.
Azario voices Apu.
Yeah,
Or
Dan
Castellanos.
Yeah, he's Homer.
Yeah.
So, and I know who he looks like. He doesn't sound like somebody that sounds like that.
Yeah. Well,
But
he
he
actually say
does.
Mr. Burns.
Like it was a compelling cast with Homer at its center.
But I think when it started, it was about Bart. It wasn't about Homer or Marge or Lisa. It was just him on a T-shirt, and it got over. I'll use that term. And I'm telling you, ever since then, that's why The Simpsons is still popular today.
I respectfully disagree. I think that
I don't know, man.
I think what happened was that the show took off, right? Just like every other. How many fucking family sitcoms were there in the 90s?
So the problem that I have with The Simpsons is they tell the same stupid joke over and over and over and over and over again.
I
don't agree with that.
Yeah, I think the early stuff.
I think the comedy writing is actually pretty smart.
I will say that now. I will say that I think more the and mind you, I haven't seen the modern stuff in God knows how long. But the early shit was fucking gold. The early shit was really, really good. There was some like, I mean, granted, if you're talking about like the same joke of like Homer being stupid, then yeah, obviously. But they do some creative ways, and
but that's this character type that lays ground for all the jokes that they play with.
Right.
Yeah.
So my brother watched the show. I didn't really watch it. I was more playing sports or hanging out with friends. I didn't watch the show. So I didn't really care for it. My brother loved the show.
There was
I seen few episodes of it because it'd be on Sunday when I was like grounded or whatever, but
there was a
I couldn't go anywhere. So I was never like I was always outside.
Right, no, I get you. I'm
so
saying
I go hang out. I was in 8th grade at the time, and I was, girls were a thing.
The thing is, I was outside as a kid, but there was always that like this show came around for me because like there was you have to come home at a certain time. Once you come home, there ain't a lot you can do besides watch TV or whatever.
Right.
You still have your time outside, but the show was only 20 minutes.
Plus it was like Sundays at 8 for me.
It came on at 7:00. It came on right after the football game. I'd watch the football game. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be hanging out with friends watching the football game. I'd get home and like the Simpsons would come on. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go masturbate and go.
You made that.
The Simpsons.
I say that to everybody in the restaurant.
I didn't. Or I watched the Sunday night game.
Right, you weren't their target. You weren't their target audience. Is basically which I get.
I mean, now I will say that the Tracy Ullman show is where the Simpsons started.
Right.
And I'd catch little skits of that. The original.
Yeah, the
fucking
old. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But there's some.
Why The Simpsons was so popular is because kids could watch it and liked it, and parents could watch it and enjoy it as well. Because the comedy and comedic timing is fine for anybody of any age.
They really did walk the tightrope line of like PG-13 a lot. So like sometimes they talked about So it was a very like fun little balancing act. But there was some shit there that was like even. Particularly going back and looking at some of the fucking stores that you don't like, you look at like the names of the stores or like the taglines. If you miss it, you're like, oh fuck. But if you catch it, like, oh shit, that was fucking funny. Like there was one where like, it's the Marge is looking for like new kitchenware, right? And she goes to a place that's called like Frank's Pot Palace, and Otto, the bus driver, just comes and goes, "That is such false advertising." Like little shit like that, like
they did have enough jokes for adults. This is. It's similar to like a SpongeBob. SpongeBob is not of my era, therefore I didn't really not watch it. But like it's one of those shows that got the young audience and got the adult audience so that they could watch as a family together, which is something that usually skyrockets something.
Yep.
But like as Simpsons was, it's actually fucking really smart. The seasons that are good are really smartly written. Plus, I think it created something that to this day exists with sitcoms, where they have like Halloween specials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was in shows beforehand.
Yes.
I'm just trying to
They've been doing that for years.
I'm trying to see. Some of those are fucking funny too. I remember.
Oh God, yeah.
There was a joke.
Those are some of my favorite episodes.
I remember the very first one.
There was a joke.
I actually watched it because back in the day, and I'll tell you, back in the day, holiday specials were so good. They were, and they wouldn't do the same thing over and they would do the same thing over and over again, but they wouldn't show them. And then the age of fucking DVDs, and people are like, well, I don't need to watch the show. You can watch it anytime I want, you know. But
holiday specials are essentially what fucking Rick and Morty based their whole fucking show on. It became like every episode was, we're gonna play on a movie or we're gonna play on a story that's been played before, just in our universe.
I'm in.
Yeah.
That was the time where Simpsons kind of adapted different horror movies and made it their own version.
There was I just thought of this joke too. Like, we're talking about like character playoffs where Homer's trying to get in shape and he's actually trying to do like actual like working out, and he's doing like night jogging. He sees this giant building that says gym, GYM on it. He goes, Gime? What the hell's a Gime? And then he walks in and he sees like obviously people working out and lifting weights. He's like, oh, a Gime. And it's like, fucking okay, what? Like shit like that. But the other thing that I think made it work well was you had your, for lack of a better term, like stereotypical characters. Like you knew like what roles they played, and you could play around with like how they would interact. Like the principal, Skinner, was like the straight man, so like he was always like by the code and by the book. So like anytime you tried to do a fucking joke with him, it would just kind of like not go over his head, but like there was one time he's trying to do like the fucking Who's on First bit. He's like, so Seymour, what's the name of the Who's on First? He's like, that's right, that is the name of the player, but it also shares the same pronoun. And he's like, you just fucking killed the joke, dick, and then just walks off the fucking set. And then like you have Barney, who was the fucking town drunk, always at Moe's. That was another character that I fucking loved, just because he would just come out with these little gems out of fucking nowhere. But yeah, Homer being like the stupid husband that can still somehow run a not run, but like work at a nuclear power plant, not knowing what the fuck he's doing.
Yep.
Where's the any key? I can't find the any key. Like shit, little shit like that was just like, fuck off. That's too fucking clever. But yeah, early Simpsons shit was, so it's funny. It's actually like the fucking almost like the polar opposite of South Park.
Yeah.
South Park's newer shits, they're better. Their older stuff is so-so. Simpsons, in my opinion, the first like 10 seasons were really fucking good, and then afterwards.
Well, the first season was ass, but
okay,
maybe
2 through 10 then.
10. Yeah.
2 through 11.
Who's that?
Simpsons.
Okay.
I don't really have too much else to discuss other than what was the Call of Duty thing?
Their new system for catching cheaters will automatically cut off their parachutes and just let them flop to the fucking ground.
Okay. First off, I love this. Second of all, is this for, I'm assuming, Warzone?
No, they said for Modern Warfare.
Oh, okay.
I guess you parachute. Well, Modern Warfare is the game will still have Warzone in it though, and I'm pretty sure it's for Warzone where they will, or like whatever the iteration is nowadays,
like
where they'll cut off the like you wait like 15 minutes for the game to start, then your parachute gets cut and you just hit the floor. Man, when we played that game, it would have been, if there were 60 players, 59 of them would have hit the fucking floor splat, and you would have just automatically won.
Yeah.
The amount of cheating is gross in Call of Duty.
It is.
Yeah, I don't play it.
They also said that the system could potentially also, after they revive, if they're still cheating, can make a simple jump, make them jump 100 kilometers in the air.
The problem is, even having these things in place, it's catching them. Because every time they create something, people learn how to go around it. And I don't know what kind of fucking loser you have to be like, I'm going to play this game, and I'm going to buy all these attachments, and I'm going to fucking... Because a lot of the times, it's like, they purchase something to attach to either the system or the controller that hacks the fucking thing, because they're not smart enough to do it themselves. Why you would fucking do that in order to just automatically win? Like, how fucking big of a piece of shit loser are you?
Right.
It's not even just that. It's also the fucking people out there using aimbot.
Oh yeah, that bullshit too. Real quick, the Lost Souls trilogy. I hope I'm saying that right. Just made a comment. Disney can't write their way out of a nutsack. Which
So
yeah.
I will say you're wrong on that. They can write. It's just Kathleen Kennedy will. You need to write about this.
Yeah.
Put
She-
a cake in it. Make her cake.
So
and make
I
it lame.
personally think the last few things they have done, as far as shows, have been pretty fucking good.
such as
I'm just gonna say it now.
Ahsoka was really
Ahsoka
good.
was really fucking good.
yeah,
The
I didn't see it.
storytelling was fantastic, and they took their fucking time. They fast tracked some shit, but they took their time with it.
I would have to say Disney Plus as a whole for releasing television shows is mostly shit.
Okay.
well, in terms of which shows, I mean, are we talking like
I'm combining the Star Wars and the MCU stuff all in one pile.
Okay, I was gonna say I will definitely say that there were more hits than misses. No, other way around. No, no.
Mrs.
Nope. I stand by my word. Yeah, I think they're more successes than failures.
I really don't know about that.
I mean, on both sides though, because I think the Star Wars stuff, I didn't really like dislike anything. I thought Book of Boba Fett was the only thing I was kind of like, eh.
The Mandalorian.
Boba Fett was
fell
only
apart.
to extend.
Yeah, I
To
got you.
finish the story of
And that's
Boba
kind of why I
Fett.
give it like a eh. But other than
Well,
that,
the
I mean,
only
I'm-
reason,
I'm
the
struggling
only
to-
reason, you know what they should have done?
I would say Marvel's would definitely misses more.
One hour show on how, not even 1 hour, 1/2 hour show on how he got out of the Sarlacc pit, because that's all everybody wanted to know.
You want to take a half hour to explain that?
Mm-hmm.
He walked out.
He did.
It's, I don't know. I feel like
you know what happened was he thrashed and thrived. And he threw a Boba Fett.
my question is, outside of like when you look at some of these shows, it's like though some of them are competent enough to be a show, it's like, does it need to be? And is it better in this format,
Yeah,
especially the Marvel stuff, than it would be on the big screen? Is because they write it like it's a fucking 3-hour boring movie.
So I will say that Marvel definitely takes more offense, or like that they're more of offenders than that in Star Wars, at least from what I've seen. I think that the Star Wars ones have been an overall better consistency in
The thing
writing
is,
stuff,
there's
but
not a lot of people watching it. It's not getting the viewership that they intended. Star Wars
that's the problem.
especially.
They want to they're milking these franchises as much as they fucking can, and it's fucking backfiring in my opinion.
The tit's empty, man. Can't milk no more.
No shit. I'll add a
They
green.
fucked up when they made the last 3 Star Wars movies. That
Well,
really
they were
hurt that
always
franchise.
gonna make the last 3. It's just what they were gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, sorry, not making them. How they made them.
Yes.
I agree.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean the last three Star Wars movies, the last trilogy?
Yes.
Oh,
They
we'll get
They
there.
fucking just bombed into the earth.
Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it when we get to it on the,
We'll
on the
talk
round
about
table.
it.
But fuck, yeah, I can't wait to go off on that tirade.
But
But-
fuck.
I agree with you. I agree. Kennedy need to go.
Yep.
Lost Souls. I do.
Yeah.
Agree with you.
Kennedy, yeah.
No, I agree with that.
Iger?
No, I agree with
Iger?
both.
With Bob
Both.
Iger's not going anywhere. But Kathleen Kennedy, she needs to go, and they need to bring Dave Filoni in to run the fucking
They
thing.
both need to go, honestly.
And the part
It's like,
that's-
how many times are you going to blame everybody else for your problem?
And the part that's really infuriating to me, and this is more so the Marvel side than the Star Wars side, just from interest point, is that you have like things that are like fucking amazing, or at least really, really good, and then like it's just like the most bipolar fucking like consistency that I've ever seen. Like, and I get it. Like, okay, you're gonna have like a pool of people and whatnot, but like, case in point, I've been hearing because I haven't seen it yet, that the Marvels is neutral at best in terms of like the reaction and reception, right? So like 50%
That's
people,
what I'm seeing too.
right?
I heard that it's like the
More-
movie is not very good.
Right,
Is all
well,
I've heard.
Right, I've heard more bad than I've heard good about it. But Loki season 2, which I just finished, fucking blew my dick off. It was so damn good. So I'm like,
blow your dick off.
just do it. Just like I'm like, but like you have like these good writers that no fuck. I kid you not.
It's the WW. Remember fucking Vince, all those shit going on. Vince McMahon won't let the creative do what they want. This is what's happening.
Yeah.
It's just like this cloud of control. The actual machine is broken somewhere, and they have to fucking eliminate the top brass. Some of them, because holy crap, man. Like there's the story. Some of the stories can be so good. You just need to give
back
it.
To this game, this is how it feels right now.
And honestly, when it comes to this is the one hope I have with the DC universe in James Gunn's hands. He said he's going to give creative control to the people making the movies,
which I'll believe it when I see it.
But I don't think he's the type to really like lord over other people what he wants in them. But we'll see.
But he is the type that he will let them have their creative freedom, but he will double check it and say, you need to tweak it here and here because we want to go in this direction, not this direction.
The problem is it has to work in a grand scheme. So you can't have someone just make an individual movie that has nothing to do with the grand scheme.
The two things I worry about the DC reboot with James Gunn is the fact of, and I think you and I said this both, Basement, is like his style, which I'm not saying is bad at all, but I'm worried that his style is going to be copy and pasted into fucking everything, and it gets to be too much. On top of that, I also worry that like I do agree that I don't think James Gunn is the type to fucking micromanage things to an extent, but I worry that the studio is going to fucking try to meddle their way in again and kind of use James Gunn as the scapegoat, where like Warner Brothers will say, hey, we want, I don't know, let's say we want to do Batman v Superman again, but do it right. And it becomes this giant fucking battle of...
The worry is they might put like a rush stamp on like, we need to get here quicker, which is what happened originally with that whole thing.
I would like to think that James Gunn is smart enough to know going into this whole thing that like some sort of like provisions were set up as far as like, no, you guys tried this once already. It's not fucking working, or it didn't work. Case in point, and we have to now do this all over and basically like do an Etch-a-Sketch, shake the fucking thing, and let's do a clean slate here. Because if they don't, they're just gonna shoot themselves in the foot again.
It's so weird because he's directing the new Superman movie, right? And it's to me, I'm like, that's a weird fit. But then I'm like, maybe that's what Superman kind of needs.
Yeah,
because you get like a generic.
Every Superman movie they have done in the past 20 years has been too dark and gritty.
Not that they had the wrong person doing it.
No, they had the right person in Henry Cavill, in my opinion.
Agreed.
I agree with that too.
Although the new guy they casted looks pretty fucking good too.
But it's so straight-laced, like the character, everything is so like crew cut. That like you need someone with a bit of personality to direct it that shines through in the actual movie, which I think what will happen with James Gunn is just reining that in so it doesn't get too fucking goofy, because then it's dead.
That's what I mean. Because Jesus. Well, the other part too is I've heard a lot of people say that one of the things they're looking forward to about the new Superman movie is that a big thing that James Gunn has kind of either hinted at or said directly is that a lot of this is going to be about Superman adjusting to being human. So it's going to be more about the whole fish out of water thing again. In terms of, not being human, excuse me. In terms of him adjusting being on Earth.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's better because if they try to make Superman human,
no, it's fucking a moot point. No, it's more they want to definitely tell the fish out of water story more than anything else.
Which makes the most sense for a Superman story.
Yeah, because if you're gonna do an origin about Superman, that's kind of his.
The problem is you have to tell the fish out of water. You got to tell the fish out of water story when he's how old is he when he lands on fucking Earth, baby. So like growing up for the most part. You can't really tell a fully fish out of water story. He grows up on the fucking planet.
Yeah, but you know what? He's super strong.
He's super
well, to me, all that stuff is just like I have to hide my true intentions, which they've done 1,000 times with him.
Yeah, but we'll see how James Gunn does it.
I mean, A Fish Out of Water was the first Thor movie, but that can't be the same. Because he's not a fucking.
But it's not James Gunn.
Just showed up as like fucking 20-year-old alien. He's been there the whole time. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I think it'll be alright.
Just don't say Smallville, then Truck's ears will burn. He'll throw right back on the call.
That's like ever. Just runs in.
Somebody said. Sorry, Doug.
Smallville was alright. I didn't mind Smallville, but it's CW.
Actually,
so
honestly, I actually liked the show, to be honest with you. The ending was a little. No.
The problem with the Smallville is, like, it's of course, like, you know, Superman is a problem as a character for me.
Yes.
I agree with you.
Because he is so fucking boring.
Oh, that's wow.
Boring, and he's literally powered by the sun.
I had a debate / argument with a coworker who is Superman's his favorite character, and I'm like, well, Cap's mine, and he's like, they're the same fucking character. I said, no, the fuck they're not. I said the reason I like Captain America is because he holds a lot of the same true and tried values of Superman. I said, but guess what? You shoot him, he's gonna die.
It's like the level of, like, there has to be vulnerability, and I know that's why they introduced the fucking
kryptonite, but
but it's so like it's like
it's
cheap.
Only
this little stone. Yeah, it's not. He needs to not be as superpowered he is. This is the problem with Captain Marvel as well. They're the same.
Agreed.
One-note characters, and trying to make them have any, like, complexity. That's not, like, this is why they're focusing on his struggle to exist in, like, human society or whatever.
Lost Souls Trilogy said, I also feel bad for Harrison Ford, not the way Indiana should have gone out. I blame Kennedy for that one too. I've not seen.
You know what? I've never really. I watched the first Indiana Jones and I did not like it, so I don't care.
No, it's because you figured out that you could take him completely out of the movie, and every event that happened in the movie would still fucking.
I love that joke. I love that joke so much.
I've seen the movies. I like most of them. I don't like the last. I didn't see the last one, but Crystal Skull. Once they started swinging with the monkeys, well, way before that.
I was down at that point myself.
The one thing I was intrigued. I haven't seen the new one, which I think called The Dial of Time. I think is the one that Disney came out with.
Okay, I'll say it after.
The one thing I was. The one thing I was hoping for was that it was some sort of like flashback sequence where like Harris or Indy is talking about like an adventure that we hadn't seen before, and yeah, the fucking horrible de-aging thing notwithstanding, I was hoping for a story of like, oh, he's talking about like a story that we hadn't been made privy to, where he's like a teacher or whatever, and nope, that's apparently not the case, which I'm like, well, that just lost almost my complete interest. Yeah.
Oh, what they did is they put a chick in it.
God damn it.
Made her gay.
And made her lay. That's exactly what they did.
This thing that whoever has this up, whoever's doing this, it's not us.
Yep.
That scene in that show was the best scene.
That's why I put it back up there.
I did nothing but laugh at this scene.
That's why I put it back up, because it's exactly how I think this is how we collectively feel about all these franchises right now.
Yeah, a bunch of noise and bullshit. It's just like, oh, fuck, man. I'm so done with it. But yeah, I did see some images of like how they de-aged like the whole fucking the way that they use the technology to get him to look young.
They had it in the trailer. They should have
kept it in the entire movie.
Fucking pocket.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's young in like 80% of the movie or something.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Dial of Destiny.
It looks.
Oh, yeah,
see, like as far as like de-aging and like what they're doing, that technology is scarily good now in that movie, actually, more than it was in like the Mandalorian with creepy face.
The best one I'd seen in recent memory that I thought, I'm like, wow, that's actually a pretty good job, was when they did Michael Douglas in Ant-Man. They did the flashback scene where he was in the shield, and he like put the. I'm like, you can tell obviously, but I'm like, fuck, they did a good job.
Like he was back at Bad Intentions.
So I saw a clip of Dial of Destiny, and honestly, outside of the fact that my mind knows he's not fucking 40 years old, I was like, good God, man, that is creepily accurate.
Yeah,
it is getting better. I think that's it. That's really all I got on my list, other than us bitching about other franchises. Was there anything else we wanted to?
There's some bull sperm thing.
What?
Bull sperm.
Oh yeah, apparently there was over a ton of bull sperm stolen off of a train over in the UK.
What are you gonna use it for?
The article does not say because they have not been caught, as far as I know.
Why did they have a ton of bull sperm?
If it was leaking, just follow the trail.
But like what?
They're probably selling it for a higher price than what they would buy the bull for at auction.
Man, I'm in the wrong industry.
Exactly. In the wrong country.
Stolen.
I'll give you a vial of sperm. Sperm.
The pair of cryogenic storage tanks containing quote-unquote large quantity of the semen were stolen from the County Tyrone farm at some point between 3 p.m. local time and 1 p.m. on October 21st through the 23rd. The exact value of the stolen semen has not been confirmed, but it has, quote, significant value, according to police. What?
It's every time you hear like these weird heists, bull sperm, and then somebody stole a bunch of fucking maple syrup.
Yes.
Hold on.
I want a movie made on that shit.
Yes. This is you know what? This would be the buddy cop comedy of the fucking year. I got
another funny thing that I'm pretty sure I sent this TikTok to Heather, but I'm gonna try and read the list here. But I thought this was fake, but apparently there are an absolute shit ton of shark movies that have been made.
Oh yeah, man, the shark movies.
Jaws was not the beginning.
it was fucking like when I say shark movies, I mean like along the lines of Sharknado, like that kind of type of movie.
Yeah, I saw a zombie shark when I was fucking in Mexico, and that movie was hilariously bad.
I'm gonna try and read these off as fast as I can. So we got Shark Waters, Shark Lake, Sharkula, which is Shark Dracula.
Okay, that I would watch.
wait. There's so many more. Shark in Venice. Sharks of the Corn, as opposed to Children of the Corn.
How does that even make any sense?
The tagline is "You're gonna get stalked." I fucking love this.
God, we gotta find it and watch it.
Shark Exorcist. Satan has jaws. Shark Encounters of the Third Kind. It's sharks in fucking space. Explain that one to me.
God.
Malibu Shark Attack. Jersey Shore Shark Attack. This one's one of my favorite. Noah's Shark. That's a good one. Super Shark. It's on the hunt. Doll Shark. Atomic Shark. Ouija Shark. Like the Ouija board. The
like
fuck?
How?
Shark.
Were they on the high seas playing the Ouija board?
Shark Kansas Women's Prison Massacre. That one's just fantastic. Yep. Sharktopus. Shark Side. Oh my fucking lord. Shark Side of the Moon. These are fucking real. I had to look these up. Shark Man, which as far as that hasn't done happen sooner. Shark Huntress. Cocaine Shark, which. Cocaine Bear. Bull Shark. Psycho Shark. Dino Shark. That actually looks fucking cool. Avalanche Shark. It's in the fucking blizzard. What the fuck?
Maybe it like defrosts.
Sand
It
sharks.
comes down the mountain.
Opposite. Land sharks. Sky sharks.
Ice sharks.
House shark. House shark. Virus shark. Shark shock. What the fuck? Okay.
Did you watch the Meg 2?
Sharkenstein. That was the last one. Sorry. Good.
Did you guys watch the Meg 2?
Yes.
We did, yes.
Did you find it fucking crazy how often Jason Statham says that little girl's name? It's 90% of his lines. Way bing, way bing, way bing, or whatever the fuck her name was. It's like, holy shit. That's all he says in that fucking movie. That movie was terrible.
It was.
My name's Jason. I think we need to do another like bad movie watch along sometime soon because.
Oh yeah, I'm yearning.
It's been a while. I know we can't be able to show it, which is kind of a bummer, but it is what it is.
But we did Five Nights at Freddy's.
We
did.
That
was bad.
That was pretty.
You know, Heather put it in there. It's like in Twitter, I think, where it's like, "Yeah, we made the movie with the fans, nobody else." I'm like, it definitely shows.
Oh, you mean with those like animatronics, actual animatronics, not CGI, like somebody?
Shut up.
You said.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I love how you're like, Connor was right. Fuck you, like right after each other.
Well, what's even funnier about that is people are actually pissed off about that because of the fact that our favorite Nicolas Cage's Wally's Wonderland used the real animatronics before Five Nights at Freddy's, but somehow Five Nights at Freddy's is more well revered than Willy's Wonderland.
Now, Willy's Wonderland did have that one Tinkerbell character that did have CGI use. I was wrong about Five Nights at Freddy's, but for sure that one did.
Well, the thing is with Willy's Wonderland is that A, everybody knew it was a ripoff, and B, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie had so much hype from the fucking fan base going into it anyway, so you knew just from that alone you're probably going to get your return on investment. But Willy's Wonderland was a treat, if for no other reason, because Nicolas Cage did not say a fucking word. I actually want to look up why that was the case. Hold on.
I think it was just like it's a choice that he probably made.
It's a definite choice.
Here we go. Okay, it says here, this is a quote from him. He goes, "The dialogue for my character in Willy's Wonderland was very sparse, so I decided with Kevin, the director, to go full Harpo Marx and take all the dialogue out because I thought that it would be a fun acting challenge to see how much I could communicate without words and only with movement and facial expression." I mean, he fucking did a great job.
The one thing I find with Nicolas Cage that's fucking hilarious is I think he thinks he's like the best actor ever.
He does.
And he's not like a terrible actor. By
the way, the article goes on to say that there's a chance that we could see a Willy's Wonderland 2.
Just give it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. At this point, yeah.
I'd rather see that than Five Nights
than anything else that they're gonna rush out for the rest of this year.
You know they're gonna do another Five Nights at Freddy's because this one so much money.
They left that way too wide open for them not to do Five Nights at Freddy's Night 2.
So bad, man.
Well, hold on.
Even like I know they said they made it for the fans, but like there's just one whole fucking portion of that movie where they're playing around with the fucking animatronics and lying on the ground together, and his fucking sister, and I'm like, oh god, this is a pile of shit. Why is the police officer never working at her own job?
Yeah.
Well, wait, it gets better. So, you guys heard there's going to be a Barbieheimer movie?
Yes.
Is that going to be like a
Barbenheimer?
So
is that going to be a real thing, or is it going to be
I don't think she's actually a cop. I think that she was just posing.
She was a cop, wasn't she?
No.
I think
she had a fucking squad car and everything.
I get it.
It says right here, the Barbieheimer movie, while the cast is yet to be announced, the plot reportedly follows Dr. Bambi J. Barbenheimer, a scientist doll from Dolltopia who has a boyfriend named Twink Dollman. After venturing into the real world, Dr. Barbieheimer decided to take nuclear revenge over the way the human children treat dolls. There will also be at least a couple of songs. Oh, fuck, I kind of want to watch this now.
I don't know how that's ever going to be made.
But like, fuck, if they, by the way, there's like $1 million budget for this. I'm like, give us this.
Yes.
Oh, this is like a fucking F movie.
Well, it says right here,
$1 million budget is not very much.
It says here, Charles Band, a B movie veteran who pumps out low budget titles with his company Full Moon Features, is producing this shameless cash grab. And hey, we're allowed to describe Barbenheimer that way. After all, Band himself admitted to the Hollywood Reporter that this is 100% an attempt to capitalize on the success of the two movies' same-day releases. But it's also an opportunity to have fun with the bizarre coupling of these two movies and the combination of Barbie's vibe and the darkness of Oppenheimer, he added. You mix that together, you have such an opportunity for dark humor and profit.
Yes.
You know what this reminds me of? Transmorphers, when Transformers came out. Is this that company? That fucking horrible shit?
Transmutators.
No, every time like a big fucking big effects movie came out, this company came out with like a B movie version of it that was horrible.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No.
Let me see if I can. The fuck? No, not Bumblebee. You goddamn it.
Just look up Transmorphers.
Okay, hold on. Transmorph. Oh, here we go. Oh my god, this fucking. Hold on. The poster is phenomenal. The poster alone. What the fuck? That doesn't even look... Okay. Jesus Christ.
They made a bunch of these. Transmorphers Fall of Man.
Yeah.
Transmorphers Mech Beasts.
Why? hold on. And oh Jesus, fuck! This made this fucking image massive. Shit. All right,
Are you kidding me? I didn't know that these were a thing.
I didn't even know these were a thing either.
I don't know what the company is. The company's name. But they make all these fucking terrible. The last one is Transmorphers Mech Beast. The box art with the main name is Tom Arnold. You know, when he's top build, it's probably gonna be a fucking pile of shit.
I think we might need to watch these.
I'm looking. Where can we find them?
What's the company that made them?
Oh my god, Mech Beast looks weird as fuck. Let me see here. 1-star rating on IMDb. That's great.
It was written and directed by Lee Scott. Distributed by the Asylum.
Where can we watch it?
Oh god, Asylum. Yeah, that's
you watch it like Pluto
Asylum.
and Tubi for free. I can't imagine why you can't watch these things on
Amazon Prime.
for free. What the?
See,
fuck?
okay, they I looked them up. Okay, they just they made.
they're free on YouTube.
They're the people that made Sharknado.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But they also made Avengers Grimm, The Terminators, Avengers Grimm Time Wars,
I need to see the graphics on these
Thor
things.
God of Thunder.
Oh yeah, this is PS2 graphics. Fuck yeah, we gotta watch this shit. Beautiful. All right. Transmorphers and Bull Seaman. Wait, ready to end this fucking.
Hercules Reborn.
Oh, is it just like a shit ton of like bad movies?
It is.
They're all parodies.
They're
all hardcore, absolutely trashy parodies.
Hold on. What's the name? What's the name of the film
they-
company?
Asylum.
The Asylum.
They made a version of Cars called Cargo.
Hold on. What's the name of it? Is just the Asylum?
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of Mad Max, Road Wars.
I think I actually watched that one, and
How many
oh
of
my
these
god,
movies
I
they
nearly
fucking made?
pissed my pants.
A lot. They've made a lot. Instead of Kong vs Godzilla, they made Ape vs Monster.
Yep, I remember that one too.
Wait.
Princess and the Pony with the same font as Princess and the Frog. Why is the pony in green font? It's so bad.
I think Dracula, the original living vampire, love letter. What the fuck? Moon Crash. #1 cheerleader camp. This is fucking weird. 100 below zero, cold as hell. God, the taglines are fucking the best. 100 Ghost Street, the return of Richard Speck. 100
Ape
million
versus
BC.
Mecha Ape.
11/11/11. This day will be our last. It's fucking like an omen. 13/13/13. What the fuck? There's no. That's so dumb.
Yeah.
200
Triassic World.
200 miles per hour. Some limits should never be crossed. Oh my god, 2010 Moby Dick. That sounds fantastic.
They're all terrible.
These are
Every
these
single
are
one is like a 1 out of 10. I don't know how they continue to make movies, to be honest. I think honestly, like people
Two-Headed
just
Shark
start
Attack.
watching them because they think it's a different movie.
Right.
Hold on. Three
Oh my God.
Musketeers. And it's a bunch of like fucking cops like shooting like fucking explosions all over with jets, and it says the tagline: "One for all and guns for all."
They also said 3-headed Shark Attack.
I saw that one too.
Danny Trejo.
40 Days and Nights, The Ark 2, an apocalyptic disaster of biblical proportions.
It's so
I
bad.
smell a new round table.
No.
Oh God, yes. Asylum movies. Sinister
500.
Minister.
5-headed Shark Attack. You can't survive the fight. Oh my god, the fucking taglines are the best.
A Beauty and the Beast Christmas.
Oh god, they did a Christmas special.
Dr. Death.
Yeah.
Homework.
Battle
Jesus
Star Wars.
I just saw that. Beyond Our Stars, the battle for the universe rages. Actually, the poster-wise, that doesn't look half bad.
Yeah, but that's where they get you.
I know.
See,
How about the Young Cannibals?
Instead of when Bumblebee came out, they released Hornet.
Oh, Jesus.
Giant morphing robots.
Mommy would never hurt you. The horror monster.
But I remember
oh,
these
Jesus.
because they always coincided with a movie that they were copying. Like they'd come out to like basically the
What
movie
the
was still in
fuck?
theaters, and they'd come out to like video release.
Zoom.
Some people,
Hold on.
Yep.
Zombies 2. They're not just deadly. They're dead.
oh my god, they made sharks out of the moon.
They did.
End of the world. Nazi overlord. All right.
Planet of the Sharks.
Megalodon. Alien predator. Oh, come on.
my- They instead of Planet of the Apes, they did Planet of the Sharks, and then they did Empire of the Sharks. Like how does it happen?
I don't know.
Tomb invader. Archaeology just got bad at. Man, whoever's writing the fucking taglines deserves a goddamn raise because these are fucking great.
And Andreas Quake.
Tonight she comes. Everyone else will die.
Blood Lake. A Blood Lake Attack of the Killer Lampreys.
Oh my god.
These
you
are
guys
great.
so
Yeah, I
on
smell
that.
a new round table.
Oh my god, there's 5-headed shark.
Yep. I just found cargo, man.
Nazi Overlord.
The Fast and the Fierce, a race in the streets and the skies. It's a fucking racetrack on a fucking airplane, and oh my god.
I bet you when that Jungle movie with The Rock came out, they released Jungle Run.
I think we're gonna have to get him brushed.
Mm-hmm.
This thing's
Oh
so
shit,
good.
yeah, we got to watch some of these ones. Please bookmark this. But anyway,
Get him brushed.
that's gonna do it
Must
for No Bucks Given. I think. Is there anything else we want to throw out there for tonight, or are we good with just laughing our asses off at these fucking things?
I'm going to just laughing my ass off at that.
I quit listening after Sharknado.
From the company that brought you the epic that is Sharknado. All right, well, I guess that's gonna wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Our soul says sounds like old canon film movies. Yeah, no shit. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, listening to us as always. Download us on your favorite podcasting platform, all that fun jazz. This week we should be back to normal with Diablo on Wednesday.
Yeah, you guys, but I might do something tomorrow night.
Here on your channel.
No, here. I don't work on Tuesday.
All right. I'll have to see how my day goes because
It's not gonna be on too long, but I might do something, you know.
all right,
I figured it out. May I'll surprise everybody.
by not doing it.
You'll like
All right. Sounds good. You can also listen to all our stuff on audio. I did the latest episode of No Bucks Given, not this one, and the Veteran to Veteran episode is also available for audio consumption. So if you want to listen to that, go check that out. Subscribe, like, share, comment, all that jazz. Thanks to Basement Heather and Jay Pizzle for joining us this evening. And we'll see you guys, I'm sure, in the near future. So until then, peace out, y'all.
Night, everybody. Good night, fuckhead.